Really, I think every single stream for the past week has just been opened with a yawn. Hello, Raven. Strum, what happened? Okay, there we go. We gotta give people a few minutes. Hi, everybody, just coming in. We're going to give people a few minutes to show up, and then we're going to try Gale again. I've kind of developed a strategy with him, because I was helping people fight him all day. And what I've noticed is, one, he can be poisoned, which, that's new. Well, new to me. Two, what else? He's pretty weak to magic. Not necessarily fire, magic and lightning, but I don't really have anything suitable lightning-wise in terms of weapons that I would want to use on him. The third thing is, I've had pretty good success with short-range weapons. Not so much this blade, but when you two-hand it, you can do this. And that's magic, obviously, and that does pretty good damage to him. Plus, it lets me keep my distance. It's really the poison that I think is going to help me out the most here, because then I could kind of play keep away. I've had some, like I said, had moderate success with that. And then the rings I've been kind of messing with. I definitely want stamina, and this is just to help, because if I cast magic a lot, which I'm probably going to do, I would want to at least have a decent amount of FP, which, if you've only played Persona, there you go. Hey, Tim! Yeah, I've only beaten him myself once before in my Daenerys file. I've been helping people on him all day trying to figure out a good strategy, so I was just explaining to chat what my strategy is. Just going to be short-range things, poisoning him, playing keep away, and you know what, let me put one more spell on. I have the room for it. I'll do the Old Moonlight Greatsword. If we do that, we're going to need a catalyst, so then let's go back to that. How's everyone's Saturday? Sorry for the yawn. Mine's kind of okay. I mean, it's not bad, it's just, you know, nothing special. Alright, it's been about been a couple minutes, so... Alright, Gale. I love you lots, old man, but... It's time to die. I need your blood. God, I hope I don't die. Hello, Pika. You spent most of it asleep. That sounds good. Good and comfy and relaxing. Hello, Gale. Oh, damn. Okay. Thank you for yeeting me across the field, old man. I think when he does the, when he jumps in the air and does that slam, that'd be my best time to do it. Otherwise, he's just gonna hit me. Yeah, okay. That one. That would be the best time to do it, instead I get hit by it. Okay. Come on, do the thingy. There we go. Oh, what? Full disclosure, I have not practiced this alone. I've only practiced it with people, so he wasn't always paying attention to me. So that's why I'm still getting tagged. Oh. Alright, this is just a bad run. He may move too fast. I have to see if I can keep him in it for a little bit. Okay, there we go. Another thing I noticed about him is he has half of his abdomen torn away. Like there's a gaping hole in it. So I don't know, but he may not be able to stand upright for long, which is why he's fighting like this. Oh, I'm hit. Yeah, okay. I'm timing everything wrong. Or too late, really. I have to get used to him. There's no sense healing, honestly. I only have 2 left. No point. If I make absolutely no progress on him by midnight, then we're summoning someone. Oh, shit. Just so you know. Oh, shit. Alright, that's fine, honestly. I don't care if he kills me here. Yeah, that's fine. The Moonlight Blade might be too short, especially because it's hooked. Trying to think if there's something else. I guess what I could do is put this in this hand. And then just basically always have a weapon. That actually sounds like it'd be a pretty solid thing to do. Isn't it really nice? Trist, if you're interested in the soundtrack, the entire soundtrack for Dark Souls 3, including the DLC, is on Spotify. Obviously, it's on YouTube as well, so you can just listen to it there. But yeah, it's lovely. The composer, Yuka Kitamura, she's really, really good. She's fantastic. She puts violins and everything, and she performs the violin herself because she's a classically trained violinist. Alright, let's see. Let's try this. Like I said, if we're here till midnight, gonna summon help. Because I want to finish this game before Tuesday. And I don't mind spending a whole stream on Gale, but we have him to beat, and then we have the final boss of this game. And then if we do manage to beat it tonight, which is a big if, then I will go over to Bloodborne and finish up my Akechi build in Bloodborne. Because that, we still need to finish the DLC, and then the final boss of that game. Hello, Kyle. You're welcome, Triss. And, I did my best to replicate Joker's outfit in this game. How did things go for Friday? We beat Midir, we beat Half-Light, obviously, and now we've been trying our best on Gale. I fought him for, like, I think 2 hours yesterday, till about, like, 4 in the morning. I started the stream really late, though. So now, I've been practicing on him all day with other people, and I've been trying to develop a good strategy for him. What happens when I'm done with Bloodborne? Well, what happens when I'm done with Bloodborne is Tuesday is when Persona 5 Royal comes out, so then I will be streaming Persona 5 Royal. And then after Royal, I honestly don't know. Because I'm not really interested in any other game that's coming out. I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I'm not going to get that anytime soon. So I may not stream for a bit. Because I really only do games that, you know, I really like. And I don't have a wide selection of popular games that I'm super into. I might do Sekiro. I still have that, and I haven't actually beaten Sekiro. I may go to Dark Souls 2. I may go to Dark Souls 2, but I also don't really like playing Dark Souls 2. Especially, I don't really like the combat, even though it's pretty much similar to 1, but 3 is just so much fun that to go back is blah. Oh, it went fine. Thank you, Kyle. It was alright. Now I just have to sit and wait and hear back. Have you played Dragon Quest 11? No, I've never played a single Dragon Quest, actually. Okay. Thank you. I thought I was further away. I always think I'm further and can dodge through it. I have to fix that. Oh, hey. I hate delayed attacks. Like that. Yeah, okay. That spell takes too long to cast. It's a story type of game? Okay, I'll look into it. Until, hopefully I get on disability, I won't really have much funds to myself, so... That's another reason why I'm like, I don't really have a big selection of games I can stream. It's really based on what I have on my PS4. I do have DMC5, but I'm not terribly good at that game. It's fun, but I'm not very good at it. Sekiro might be the next one after Royal. Just because that game is a lot of fun, and, or it's an interesting challenge, and from what I know of the story, it's as endearingly convoluted as a Dark Souls Bloodborne game, so, yeah. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I played the Japanese version and like translated it on here back when it came out because a friend of mine was so kind and gave me a copy of the game, and it's pretty good. So it's not going to be blind for me. I know what's going to happen going in, but yeah, you guys are in for a treat. It's pretty good. When I stream the English version, what I'm going to do, just to reiterate what I had said the other day, I'm going to do it half in Japanese, half in English. So I will do the Japanese voices for like all the stuff that's not new, and then anything that's new with Akechi, I will switch over to English because I know people really want to hear Robbie's voice. And from what I have heard of the new scenes in English, Robbie does a very fantastic job. So I'm excited for that. And then the whole third semester is going to be in English. So there you go. Best of both voice acting worlds. Oh, cool. I'm glad you like Sekiro as well. Okay, what did I want to do? I think I wanted to change... I think I wanted a faster weapon. And you know, I may as well just get rid of this. It's not doing me any favors, really. Oh, and I wanted to get off, excuse me, I wanted to take off, I wanted to take off poison and put the pestilent mist on. I meant to say, get poison, pestilent mist instead, and then take off poison, and it came out as something very inappropriate. My apologies. You can give presents to your male friends, yes. They like very specific things. Akechi really likes technology-based stuff. He also really likes a silver bracelet that you can give him. And a Roomba. I never gave gifts to the other guys, so I didn't really bother figuring out what they like, because... Sorry, not sorry, I don't really care about the other characters. I mean, I really like the girls, but the male PT I don't really care about. Oh, I'm hit. That's what I get. That's what I get for shit talking. Gail's like, shut up. You're welcome. It's actually, giving them gifts is a really good idea, because that's a better way to get affection points from them if you answered questions wrong and you know that it's not going to rank up. The gifts bump up your confidant to an easy rank next time. That's one of the things I really liked about the game, is it's very, very, very easy to get confidants to level up. That's what I mean by fixing the pacing, I guess, is you're not going to have to grind for levels or, like, struggle to make your friends like you. Not like I'm struggling here to get Gale to stop hitting me. Oh god. I just want you guys to know, every time I have to dodge his attacks and dodge through them, I actually wince because I'm expecting to get hit. Like that. Not doing too well. Only one hit. What? Oh, he did the swipe. Damn it. There's really no sense healing anymore since he's gonna get me, so. I'll be so annoyed if I get to the second phase. Okay, good. I may switch back to a sword. This requires me to get too close to him. Yeah, that kind of confused me, that Satanel is like a one... basically a one and done persona. I mean, I understand because he's the size of the fucking Tokyo Tower, pretty much, and just as a general rule here, let's be careful with how many royal spoilers we talk about. What you said is totally fine, Triss, but nothing huge and major, okay? Not that I think you would, but just so we all know. I mean, I kind of understand it too, but they can shrink him down, or I guess explain like, well, you needed that to face the Aldabaoth, and then you got your own. And then I also feel like it was just as cynical as I don't want to be, I feel like it was also a way for them to be like, oh, buy his true third persona, which is like some Arsene, not an Arsene, it's like a Lupin-looking dude with bat wings. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get that. I'm only getting the free DLC that came with it, so. Okay. I had some success with the Onyx Blade. This might be okay, but he moves too fast, so I don't know, actually. Let's try this instead. Really? Not him, me.
is the blood. The blood of the dark soul.
Forget he has the sweepy cape. Oh, I didn't know he did that. Full disclosure, I'm the worst at his second phase, because I so rarely get here. Oh, that was silly of me. Now he's got me. Okay. I'm gonna allot more Estus, so I have it all in the health one. Because I don't really use the blue Estus that much. And then we're gonna try again. Yeah, I'm not, thank you. I'm not too worried. It's more that, like, since I don't know him very well, I do, like, extra dodges when I shouldn't, or I'm not sure about how much distance I should get. And the first time I beat him on my other character, I was a pyromancer, so I could stay back as much as I liked and then just dodge. But with Joker, this is my Joker build. All I did was pretty much give him a little bit of everything.
'Tis good to see
and keep him as a Dex character.
What needs smithing this
which got me
day?
through most of the game. But it's just with Gale, I'm like, It's giving me the most trouble.
Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
Yeah, what about it, Kyle? Let's see what I have that I could also bring out. I have the great knife and then the lightning blade. That might be useful. I have this, which probably isn't too bad. Onyx blade, which is worth considering. Great sword judgment, which I did not upgrade. Crescent moon sword, which is probably too short. Dragon Slayer, Slayer Spear, which I did not upgrade. Yeah, I know he's wearing it. That's why he's the Slave Knight. He's Slave Knight Gale. Which is sad. Let's see. Yorshka Spear, but I didn't upgrade it that much. So it's not going to help me, really. I could try this axe. This axe got me through many a boss fight. And these are too slow. These do a lot of damage on him, but they're a little too slow. But we'll try it anyway. At this point, I'm willing to try anything. I know, I love Gale so much. I don't know if you could tell in his second phase when he's standing up, but you could see the wound that's in his stomach. Let me see if I can get a good picture of him. Yeah. I found one. It looks both like the dark sign and the eclipse that's happening in the sky. God, that's such a beautiful picture. And what I love is that his cape is full of human skulls, like a curse, and that it just kind of bursts out of him, like he can't contain it anymore, and he has to release it. Yeah, the blood of the dark soul. The beginning cutscene you get with his fight, he says, give me your dark soul, I need it for my lady's painting. And before we even get into the fight with him, we see him gnawing on and eating the Pygmy Kings. The Pygmy Kings, as we know, are the progenitors of mankind, and they have the dark soul. The dark soul is the Lord soul that pretty much exists within humans. And that's the main reason why Gale is so terrified of humans and the Age of Dark, because it would be the Age of Humans. And the Lord soul being shared amongst humans is something he technically can't do. Even though he did share fragments of his soul, it actually pretty much weakened him, which I don't think he was even aware of. So Gale is looking for the dark soul, specifically like the blood, quote-unquote, of it, because he wants to bring it as pigment for the Painter Girl in the Ashes of Ariandel DLC. And the reason for that is she needs two specific elements to create a new world. The first one is the true fire at the heart of Ariandel, which she has. And then now she needs fragments or pigment of the dark. And the reason for that is because she wants to create a world that is, in her mind, cold, dark, and gentle. And to do that, you need to create a world without the toxic disparity between fire and dark. So the painted world she's going to make will be a combination of both, and they will not be in opposition with each other. So that's why Gale is going on this mission. And though he could not let her see the true fire of Ariandel, because it required two very specific people to do that, he figures, okay, I can find the dark soul at least. How hard can that be? I imagine that's what he said. And it brought him to the literal end of time, which is where we are now, and ravaged his body, but he's still there. He's still very cognizant. It's still him. And that's why he's desperate to beat us, so he could get, honestly, probably the last dark soul from humanity, which is us and the Pygmy Kings, and then bring it to the girl. Or at least he's willing to die in the attempt of this. Okay. Oh, wait. No, I didn't want to do that. I'm not going to cast spells, so I don't eat that. I guess I could... No, I'd rather have the Estus ring, honestly. That's not really going to do anything for me. And he's probably going to blow right through that shield, so there's no point in having it. I know I said by 12:30, but that's a little long even for me. That's about 4.5 hours on one boss. So I'm going to say instead, if by 10:45, which is an hour from now, I have not beaten Gale by myself, we're gonna summon help. I hope so. I might not have it at all, actually. Nope. Yep, still Gale time, Lala. Go for one hit, don't go for two. Don't get greedy. Yeah, he hits hard. I said at the beginning of the stream that I figured out a good strategy, but I quickly learned that strategy is only good if you're with someone. Because it requires him to divide his attention between two people. And obviously I don't have that luxury. Maybe I could try some pyromancies. I don't... Maybe? I'll probably beat Madeir on my second attempt alone. And with Gale, I'm just like, well... Get back here. Oh, he fell. Cute. Oh, I'm sorry, I said you were cute. I hate delayed attacks. See, I can't tell if that's going to be a second swing. Oop.
Is this the blood? The blood of the dark soul.
Now I'm the worst at his second phase. Oh, don't you fucking tell me. I didn't know I'd get to the third phase. I totally thought I would die. That's why I'm angry when I make progress, Because I'm like, no, I'm not good at this phase yet. No. No, I don't want to do good. Or do well, rather. No. Because at this point I'm willing to try anything. And fighting him for an hour. Oh, there's no... Oop. Wait, what? Oh, what's the... Oh, that's not bad. Let me put my head down just for a minute. Okay. Delayed attacks will always get me killed, because I suck. Okay, you do that. Got greedy. I seem to have this marvelous talent for rolling into exactly where he's going to hit. God damn it.
Is this the blood? The blood of the dark soul.
I always forget he can do that. And that he will do that, really. I'm willing to try all sorts of dumbass crazy strategies at this point. Just why not? I mean, really, why not? You can look at my gross bacon body. I only look like this because of a quest that I did. It's not very attractive, I know. No, I wanted this. Let's see, what's the lightest thing I can use to cover up my shame? Well, there's that. Okay. I'm gonna cover up my shame with a crown. This is not going to work well at all. Yeah, no. I was just like, what's something I can put on to do, like, decent damage to him, and this is not it. Alright, so you hang out over there, Gale, okay? Nope, I meant this. No, I didn't switch to it. Shit. There we go. Thanks for circling and waiting for me. That's fine, you can kill me. I always roll into that one. Why do I roll right? I know he's going to attack on the right. I have this marvelous habit, like I said, for just rolling into where he's going to attack and starting to attack when he attacks. Ooh.
Is this the blood? The blood of the dark soul.
I love that shot of lightning in the background. It's so cool. He's gonna get me again, yeah. What I like about his cape is it looks like wings. I think it's really pretty. Yeah, thank you. Honestly, going naked and having a big sword is it's a completely viable strategy, because it's like all the weight that you carry just goes into the sword. So then when you roll, you have more iframes, but I don't really have a great sword that's leveled up enough, because usually people would use like a... Oh, hold on, let me take one out and show you. You will often see people run around with, let's see. And completely naked with one of these. So it's just all the weight goes in that. Or this, which is also pretty good. And they are actually pretty good shields. Like, this blocks 80% of damage. Or there's this, which... These are nuts. Like... Hey, Blue Jay. My character can't use these effectively at all. It should be like a bolt of fire. But yeah, I don't have the ability for that. Wait, how is this heavier than this? Oh, did what? It's 10:10. All right, I'm gonna take a stretch break. Oh, excuse me, yawn again. A stretch break. And I'm debating pushing up the summon someone for help thing, but it's 10:10. I said I go to 10:30, and then if I don't have it by then, we're gonna summon help because I do want to move on from Gale to the final boss. And if we beat him, the what? The what? I said I wanted to beat this game hopefully tonight, and then if we do, I can move over to the Akechi Bloodborne game and finish that because I'm pretty sure I can do that. It's just the DLC and the final boss left. Oh, it's okay, don't worry. But yeah, I'm going to take a little break. I'll be right back. Completely forgot that my stepdad made a cake, a double layer chocolate and vanilla cake. And my family, whenever it's like we say cake, we also go cake, because that was probably my brother's first word. We're not really sure because it was, I think, it was someone's birthday. And my mom was calling me into the room. And she's like, Kristen, there's cake. And he was like, cake, Kristen. But so it's very clear he said Kristen. So my brother's first word was my name, technically. And I think that's very cute. My first word was cookie. So my mother has a habit of every now and then she will buy me a cookie. And my sister's, are you ready for this? Ambitious girl that she was, or is really, she's still pretty ambitious, was butterfly ring. How crazy is that? And I don't know, do you guys know what your first word was? I actually really like that our first words weren't like mama or dada. Like we knew what we wanted. We were like, we want cake, we want our siblings, we want a cookie, and we want butterfly rings. Like we fucking knew. We knew what we were about. Alright, let's put on some pants. Ooh, I can put on a pretty lady dress. Oh, but I will be hideous if I do that. Alright, let's be a battle nun. I also have a funny story about how I was born disappointing my grandparents, but that'll have to wait till after I die in this attempt. I went to kick him because I ran out of stamina. And if you run out of stamina and try to attack, you just do a kick, I think. Oh no, if you hit forward, I think, in L1. I mean R1. Whoop. I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking of kicking him in the face. Oh god! Okay. Well, now that I've been yeeted, you know what sucks? I was very close to a second phase. Well, now that I've been yeeted, technically, me and my siblings were born about a month early. My sister was born a month and a half early, so she was very, very teeny, and so they called her Bean, because she was just a tiny little bean baby. But with me, I was expected at the very end of July, like end of July. And my grandmother, she got remarried to my step-grandfather, but he was the only grandfather I knew, so I call him Pop-Pop. She got remarried to him. No, she got married to him, and then they were going on their honeymoon in Florida for like from the middle of June to the end of June. And my grandma was like to my mother, "Don't have that baby while I'm gone." And my mom's like, "Don't worry about it. I'm not due till next month. It'll be totally fine." So June 24th rolls around. At like 9 in the morning, my mother wakes up and she's like, "Oh." So she calls her grandmother, and she's like, "Gran?" And my great-grandmother's like, "Oh, Laura." So they drove her to the hospital. I was born at 10:03 in the morning on a Wednesday. She had to call her mother and explain what happened. And so Grandma wired her flowers, a really nice bouquet of flowers, and on the card was, "Thanks a lot." And that's the story of how I was born, disappointing everybody. Also, technically, the June 24th is, or was, it still is, even though he passed away, it was my grandparents' anniversary, because they got married down in Florida, but they went there for, you know, an extended honeymoon. So, yeah. June 24th is also the day that gay marriage became legal in New York. And it's also the day that my godmother passed away. So my birthday's full of weird shit. It's also St. John the Baptist's feast day. So me and St. John the Baptist were like this, you know, he's my buddy. Okay. Yeah, my family's honestly pretty weird. On my mom's side anyway, like a good weird. They're charming. Yeah, my day's, my birthday's, it's got a lot going for it. In fact, let me look up some other facts about my birthday. I encourage you guys to do the same, because it's always fun figuring out, or just discovering things that happened. Because you're like, oh wow, I'm technically a part of that history. In 2017 BC, the Romans were ambushed and defeated by Hannibal. There's a thing. A sudden outbreak of St. John's dance causes people in the streets of Aachen, Germany to experience hallucinations and begin to jump and twitch uncontrollably until they collapse from exhaustion. I almost said exhaustion, so you almost heard the New York there for a second. Yeah, St. John's dance. It's like a dancing mania that just overcomes people, which reminds me a lot of Midsummer, but there you go. So that happened on my birthday. The capital of the Philippines was founded in 1571 on my birthday. In 1880, the first performance of O Canada was performed. In 1916, Mary Pickford became the first female film star to sign a $1 million contract. In 2004, on my birthday, in New York, capital punishment was declared unconstitutional. In 2010, Julia Gillard became the first female Prime Minister of Australia. And in 2012, the last known subspecies of the Galapagos tortoise died on my birthday. That's nice. What else? Oh, there's a lot of births besides me. I kind of want to add me to this list because I don't know half these people. Yeah, none of these people are standing out. I don't know these names. At least one? Come on, give me one. I'm just killing time before I try to fight Gale again. Don't worry, don't mind me. George Pataki, which he was the 53rd governor of New York, was born in 1945 on my birthday. Okay. That's something. I think I met him when I was in middle school, because we were doing, every year in middle school, not every year, my middle school, for every year for the 7th graders, they would go on a 3-day trip to Washington, D.C. And obviously that stopped after 9/11, but I'm pretty sure I met him. And I was really sick at one point, so I got to go into the Capitol building and like rest in the bathroom. And all I remember from it, it had a very beautiful foyer interior of like nice brown marble and gold. But I was, too sick to really appreciate the fact that I was inside of the Capitol. Yeah, I don't know these people. Oh, an Argentinian rapper was born on my birthday. How about that? Alright. Alright, I've killed enough time. Okay, I've killed enough time. A 9-year-old son was a co-emperor. Oh, that's cute. Columbus signed a contract with Spain to gain passage to Asia. I feel like I have to apologize to you. It's not your fault, Lala. You were not Spain. So, yeah. Alright, let me go back to my other strategy. Because that I know I can do, or that I know I will have more success with if I have a buddy. Oh, whoopsie. You are indeed neither Spain nor Columbus. Yes, thank God for that. And we're gonna go with this, and then we're gonna go with... There was one more that I wanted. National Pie Day and National Handwriting Day. Sure, why not? Oh, I need, Ashen Estus. Whoopsie. Nope, no. Measure Your Feet Day. That sounds like a holiday made up by WikiFeet.
Ah, well,
So
just what
I did take...
pretty.
Alright, bye. Sorry. I feel bad walking away when they still talk to me, but I'm like, I got places to be. I didn't even think... How am I... Why am I going back to the place that I was? My birthday just has a lot of, like, actual, genuine holidays. Like, Bannockburn Day from Scotland, several Christian feast days. That's weird. A winter solstice festival in the Andes of the Southern Hemisphere. St. John's Day, which is the second day of the midsummer celebrations. You know, yay. The fact that I have midsummer associated with me makes me both proud and slightly alarmed. Okay, fuckers. Not you, the general fuckers of the game. I will laugh if no one's here to help me. Oh, doesn't look like it. Lots of religious figures. Gale! No, more like people. I saw a bunch of people waiting to be summoned, but you know, that's fine. It just has to take some time to load, I guess. Gale and the boys. Man, if he had more people in the fight with him, I would cry. Technically he does, in terms of, like, the lightning and shit. Ben Swallow! Oh my god! No! No! Oh my god! It was too meant to be! Oh my god, no! No, come back to me! No! Ben, please! I was thinking of making a Ben Swallow build. I've seen it before. It's people just, they make him as broad as possible and run around shirtless with black pants and just punch things. No, Ben, please! Return to me, baby Ben! I know. Raise your hands and give me your energy. That Ben Swallow will return. I mean, you don't have to, but, you know. It's also possible there's just a bunch of people. Also, oh, how are there bloodstains here? Who's done? Oh. He just killed himself. Okay. This person is clearly waiting. This person also killed themselves. Okay. If I don't get anyone by, like, in, like, 3 more... Okay, this person also killed themselves. A lot of people are just fucking killing themselves here. I mean, that's a mood, but, you know. Someone was hurting them. That sucks. Can you imagine invading here? That's shitty. I mean, it makes sense, but, you know. Oh, no. Alright. This happens to me a lot. Like, I'll look to summon people, and no one's putting their signs down, but I'll put mine down, and I get summoned, like, in an instant. So let's try that. How so now? Really? There's no one on this Saturday that needs help with Gale, or wants to help me with Gale. Not a single soul. Sure. I mean, you're not Ben Solo, but you'll do. Oh, he's got fucking stasis? Ooh, that's gonna be cool. Alright. Let's try this, buddy. You good? Okay, let's see. Oh, he has a great start. Ooh! No! Buddy! Whoa!
Is this the blood? The blood of the dark soul.
That wasn't much. Hey now! I mean Dave! Sorry, I was looking at Now's name. I knew it. Third phase. He just changed directions in midair about who he was going to attack. Did you see that? When he does that triple attack, by the way, sometimes he will fire off arrows. Like he does it in mid-swing. It's really cool. Oh no! Oh my god, he's got a magic pixel! All right. Soul of Slave Knight Gale. One of the twisted souls. Look at his soul. At the core of it, it's the essence, the pure essence of his soul is humanity. But then the rest of it is slowly withering away to ash. One of the twisted souls steeped in strength, used to acquire many souls or transposed to extract its true strength. The red-hooded wandering slave knight Gale sought the blood of the dark soul as pigment for the painted world, but Gale knew he was no champion, that the dark soul would likely ruin him, and that he had little hope of a safe return. So Gale knew he probably wasn't going to survive his quest to get the dark soul. And when it says he knew he was no champion, it means he knew he was no champion of Ash, like we were. He knew he was not like us in that we were chosen as a Lord of Cinder to link the fire or to do something with the First Flame. He was just an undead. He was just human. And still dedicated himself to that task and was still determined to do this, even if he didn't survive it. And that, I just got chills saying that, actually. Just that kind of determination in the face of not certain failure, but very likely failure, and not caring because you will both live and die on your terms. You will, if death is an almost near certainty, you will choose to die doing something you could be proud of, or doing something you dedicated yourself to. We see that in Cirrus. We see that in Orbeck, actually. We see it in Aegon. Who else? There's a few other characters, but those are the ones that come to mind. Oh, we see it in Hawkwood. And actually, Lilith himself says it. I may be small, but I will die a Colossus. Like, he tells us that he willed himself to be a Lord of Cinder, and he knows he's going to be a sacrifice for it again. But that's the fate he's chosen for himself. And we see it also in Greyrat. Greyrat decided he was going to do one last heist, not just because he was a thief and that's what he loves to do, and that's what that gave his life some sort of purpose, but because we were friends and because we trusted each other, and he wanted to repay us for not only going to try to find his mother, but giving him a place to stay and, trusting him to go out on all these heists. So, yeah, that's what Gale did. And the fact that he was doing that, or that the pigment for the painted world became his new raison d'être, if I could be terrible at French for a second, that became his new impetus for fighting and for living. Because at the start of the Age of Fire, he was... I think I explained it in a previous stream, but just to reiterate again, in case some of you don't know. A slave knight was an undead that was used as fodder in battles of attrition, or battles that would likely never be won. The gods put them to work that way, and pretty much just had them act as a constant shield or a force to defend or protect, or even just probably subjugate and fight amongst other nations. And the slave knights were very likely to go mad in the attempt. They would go hollow. And Gale obviously didn't go crazy. He stayed very sane until the absolute end. And his dying pose is always so heartbreaking because he's reaching out as if, not for us, but he's reaching out just like one last time. As if like he's still going to go down trying. He's still going to go down fighting. So for Gale to have been a slave knight, which is a terrible term, it's so rude, it's so cruel, really, from the beginning of this eon, and then choosing what it means to be a knight and dedicated to a purpose at the very end of his life, and the very end of the Age of Fire, I think is so powerful. And I really respect him. I used to wonder, like, oh, why the heck is he the final boss? And then my brother had to explain it to me, and now I'm just like, oh, I fucking get it. Blood of the Dark Soul. Blood of the Dark Soul that seeped from the hole within Slave Knight Gale, used as pigment by his lady in Ariandel to depict a painted world. When Gale came upon the Pygmy Lords, he discovered that their blood had long ago dried, and so consumed the Dark Soul. This is fascinating, because it implies that the Dark Soul within humans is something that can be mingled with their blood, which then which means that the dark soul isn't just like what we think of a soul as sort of this like intangible ethereal force that sort of fills our entire body. When I was younger, I used to think a soul was pretty much a golden outline of your body head to toe inside of it. But this suggests that a soul is some sort of, not, it's intangible, yes, but it's also this nebulous thing that can just permeate your body. In Bloodborne, they had the idea of blood echoes, in which the strong impression of someone's obsession or a certain emotion or just something about them could be found in the echoes, quote unquote, of their blood, that it existed in their essence of life. And this is pretty much saying something similar, that the dark soul has blood, quote unquote. It has an essence that mingles with the life force of humans. And also, that's probably why a lot of the things that we fight in this game, the blood is so dark, but not red. It looks like it's withering. I had mentioned that earlier. A lot of the things you fight and kill, their blood is black, which I think is a nudge, nudge, wink, wink that, like, hey, that's the blood of the dark soul seeping out, because these enemies, their blood is drying up. And I think it's only human enemies, I believe, that bleed ashen, dried up blood. I think other enemies just, it's regular. I'd have to double check though. Our blood is red, so yeah. So our next, where's the bonfire? Now we're gonna go meet the girl in the painted world. These are the pygmies that he ate, by the way. You can see their blood is just completely black. Fine work. Yeah, thank you. Now, that was a bit of a downer, but the painter girl is going to say something that will give us a lot of hope. In fact, I think it's this coupled with the ending I'm getting, I think is the most hope that a From Software game has ever given anyone. Maybe the good ending of Demon's Souls isn't so bad either. Oh, and there's one more person I have to talk to here. Remember the Corvian that was telling me he wants the world to burn? That they've all agreed that that's how it should be? You can talk to him again now that you beat Frida, and he'll have something to say. Hey, girl.
I wonder if Uncle Gale has found it. The pigment, coloured like the dark soul of man. My thanks, Ashen One. With this will I paint a world. Please tell me thy name. I would name this painting after thee.
The new painted world, you know how this is called Ashes of Ariandel, and how in the first game it was called Painted World of Ariamis, so this one is called Ariandel. She's going to make this world, a new painted world with our name, so it will bear our name, and be a world without the toxic disparity of the one we live in now. It'll be a world where fire and dark can mingle together. She's going to make this new home and name it after us. And I think that's beautiful, first of all. And second, in a metatextual way, that is the developers of this game saying you, the player, are a work of art. In that your efforts to get the Dark Soul, your efforts to get fire to the girl, are not going to be unacknowledged. They were very noble efforts, and you, from dedicating yourself to this task, for being a part of the series, for enjoying the series, basically playing it, you are now going to, like, you exist as a painting. You exist as a work of art. You exist as a new world in a figurative sense, in that you will contribute to the story's continuation of a better place. Does that make any sense?
My thanks. I will paint a world of that name. It will be a cold, dark, and very gentle place. And one day, it will make someone a goodly home. I wonder when Uncle Gale intends his return. I hope the new painting will be to him a gentle home.
That makes me a little sad, but knowing that we helped carry out what Gale wanted to do makes me feel a little better, you know? I'm gonna see if she's gonna wave at me. No? She only waved at me once, and it was so cute. Okay. And we only have one more thing we have to do. Actually, we didn't fuck up anything, actually. Oh, I have to talk to that guy, I forgot. We helped put an end to the rot of Ariandel and make it so that the new painted worlds will be better off than the ones before. We helped put an end to we're helping put an end to the Age of Fire that has been artificially prolonged to the point of corrupting the entire world, if not the entire universe. And all that for someone who couldn't properly die in the first place. That's not bad, I'd say. Yeah, we have to talk to... I could have actually gone to a completely different bonfire, but whatever. Actually, yeah, why don't I do that? I don't feel like running that whole thing. Sorry, guys. Where's this? He's looking up at the chapel.
Oh, my, thank you. I can hear the crackling from here. The sound of my home. The painting of Ariandel burning away. When the world rots, we set it afire for the sake of the next world. It's the one thing we do right, unlike those fools on the outside.
That's pretty important. In this world, fire is actually... using fire, continuing to use fire is a good thing. Because it gets rid of the spreading rotten corruption. And like, we burn this world for the sake of the next. Think of it as a generation willingly giving up the reins of control for the next generation. And that's what Gwyn, not all the gods, but Gwyn specifically, and I guess Nito and the Witch of Izalith didn't want to do. And Nito seems, pretty neutral about it. He's just the god of the dead, so it's not like he's gonna fucking care. And so he's like, this is the one thing we do right, unlike those fools on the outside. Obviously, he's referring to humans. I'm not humans, I'm sorry. The gods and the people who serve them. Anything else?
When the world rots,
No.
we set it afire for the sake of the next world. It's the one thing we do right, unlike those fools on the outside.
He gave us a Titanite slab, which is the last item you need to upgrade a weapon to max. You can get a lot of them, actually. I'm surprised. What's up, Blue Jay? Okay. Let's tune some different spells here. Oh, did I put away the scythe? No, I kind of want that out. Okay, you guys ready?
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Ashen One, if thine heart should bend, kill me, and strip these eyes from my person. I will return as the firekeeper I once was, as it has always been. Farewell, Ashen One. Mayst thou thy peace discover.
I just wanted you guys to hear that she's like, okay, if you want to go back on our deal, you totally can. We'll hold it against you. Okay. Before we move to the very, very final phase, I told Lala that we would talk to Carla, because I didn't do that on stream, I don't think. She's a dark pyromancy, dark sorcery lady that we saved from Irithel Dungeon. She's pretty cool. She teaches us a bunch of like forbidden magics associated with the dark, because only she's able to figure out how to use it. So let's see.
Ah, hello again. Thank goodness. Yes. You require my sorceries, I presume?
I haven't checked for sure, but I think she has the same voice actress as Quaylana from Dark Souls 1. They're even sitting in the same position, and they talk to us in the same way. They seem very, like, they tease us a bit gently, and they consider us a fine people, but also want to give us words of warning.
There is one thing that you should know. There is a darkness within man, and I am afraid you will peer into it. Whether the fear will spark self-reflection or a ruinous nostalgia is up to you entirely. Fear not. Your choice will bring you no scorn.
That's similar to the warning Quaylana gave us about pyromancy and fascinations with the flame. And the idea of darkness bringing self-reflection or ruinous nostalgia. She doesn't say the dark, or dark with a capital D. She says darkness. And the only way to learn dark sorceries and dark pyromancies is someone who has a knowledge or understanding of the abyss, or has suffered a deep despair. That's what Cornix told us. So it seems as if an incredibly intense, mournful emotion is similar to the fascination and obsession with the fire that exists within humanity. And either extreme will obviously ruin you, but she says you can use the dark to, you can use these negative or painful things to just reflect on yourself and learn from them, or you will pine endlessly for something else, or a time when it wasn't like that, or just lose yourself basically in despair. So either extreme is not a good thing to be. And then these are symbolically represented by obsession and fascination, and two heightened passionate emotions are fire, they burn you, and the dark is the sort of heavy, weightier, despairing emotion. Come on, Dark Moon Night. Oh! Yeah, I hear her in Yosefka and Annalise too. Alright, I guess she didn't do Carla. Oh no, Carla's Via did do it. Okay, yeah, Carla is Quaylana. Yay! Oh, so yeah, they're definitely meant to be similar to each other. And she did Yuria from Demon Souls. Yeah, she was Yuria. Wow. Oh yeah, they brought everybody back. Well, not everybody. They brought a lot of people though.
Do stay safe.
Okay. Let's see what we can do with Gale's soul. We can get his greatsword, or we can get his like automatic crossbow. I got his greatsword in my other game. It's pretty cool. You know how he like would scream and jump around in all these different directions? We can do that with the greatsword. But I think I want to get his automatic crossbow. That's definitely a Joker weapon.
Aha, thou returned, and a fine day it is. So, happened upon any twisted souls?
Greatsword of Slave Knight Gale, the only weapon that he kept with him from beginning to end. Originally an executioner's sword made for decapitation, this blade is heavily chipped and stained with the blood of countless battles. Skill, Blade of Peril. A precarious technique unique to Undead Gale. Technique unique, okay. Leap in any direction, slamming the greatsword to the ground, then follow with a normal attack for a large spinning slash, or a strong attack to backstep and jump forward in an overhead slam. It's pretty fucking cool. Then you have the repeating crossbow. This crossbow, customized for repeat firing to face mobs alone, was wielded by Slave Knight Gale. Used in the battles of an endless journey, this crossbow is covered with twists and dinks, rusted with blood, and made extremely brittle from overuse. Skill, Repeat Fire. Assume stance to activate repeat firing mechanism, and repeat fire with normal and strong attacks.
I took the mantle of Lord of Cinder of mine own volition. I speak these words with pride. Choose thy fate alone. Seize it with thine own hands. All the more should thy fate entail such foul betrayal.
Let's see what we need to upgrade this.
Tis what?
Sorry to skip through your stuff, dude. It's just... Titanite scales. Okay, I can get those.
Pretty big.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Ah.
Oh. I may not actually have enough to upgrade it to how much
Ashen
I want.
one.
Okay.
B.
And I don't have any souls to pump.
Tis what? Pretty be careful.
And I think it uses just regular bolts, yeah, because it's a crossbow.
Ah.
Hello. Exploding bolt, splintering bolt. Whoa. Bolts that explode immediately after being shot. Releases splinters that cause immense bleeding. Interesting. I can only get 30. If I get standard bolts but then fire off a shit ton of them, that's...
Ashen One, be sure.
That's probably better than, like, none at all, honestly. But let's see. Actually, no, let's use the shitty ones first so I can practice. No, wait. No, obviously I have to do this. Sorry guys, I've never actually used a crossbow before. Whoa. Whoa! That's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. Is it gonna stay loaded? Yes. I don't have to go anywhere. Okay. Time to actually put the Lords of Cinder that we've collected onto their thrones. That's Yorm. I hate that you have to like keep jumping down and then go back around. The idea is that you're meant to put the cinders on the thrones when you collect them, but I like doing it at the end. That's Aldrich, covered in gross black sludge and slugs. Ludleth is already there. The Abyss Watchers. And Prince Lothric. And we see her moving to the bonfire because she's ready.
The 5 lords sit their 5 thrones, all thanks to thee, most worthy of lords. Ashen One, with the lords as thy witness, bend thy knee afore the bonfire's coiled sword, and let the lords' embers acknowledge thee as their true heir, a true lord, fit to link the fire. Farewell, Ashen One. Mayst thou thy peace discover. Noble lords of Cinder, the fire fades. And the lords go without thrones. Surrender your fires to the true heir.
That's so weak.
Let him grant death. To the old gods of Lordran, deliverers of the first flame.
That's how weak their souls are. Remember what a Lord of Cinder's soul and just their essence looked like in Dark Souls 1? And here, Lord of Cinder are these tiny, tiny, tiny little flecks. And then when she blesses us with them, they just fade into the smallest mote of cinders and ash. If we want, we can go right back to where we were supposed to be. And this looks like the Firelink Shrine from that dark future. But I don't believe it's the same. Instead, we are at I believe, the kiln of the first flame. We can see the eclipse is at its worst state, really. Or maybe it's the other side of the Dreg Heap, because see, that looks just like what the Dreg Heap was. It was every realm all compacted together and sort of slipping off the edge of the world. It'll happen to you too, praise the sun. Proceed to the first flame. Kiln of the first flame. Remember what it was like the last time we were here? It was much more complete and compact and whole than this. And see all the blasted pillars and how it was an entire structure that looked like really a building that survived some sort of fire nuclear blast. Now there's just only a few pillars left. Why are there two bonfires? Oh, it lets you go right to the... Okay. That makes sense, because if you had beaten this boss, but still, like, had access to the DLC, it would just take you right there. That's interesting. You guys ready? Who? Undead Helgen. Okay, I actually didn't know there'd be people putting their signs here. Oh, I think I'm getting invaded. Yeah. Death. He has the scythe in him. Death. Okay. We're gonna try this alone. Yep. Oh, joke's on you, fucker. See if you can recognize some of his attacks, you guys. Oof. Oh, I thought I had the thing on. Oh, I didn't cast it yet. He always gets me because delayed attacks always kill me because I roll too early. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not actually using spells, so I don't need that. Yeah, again, see if you can recognize some of his attacks. And music when we get to it. Ugh. Oof. I'm terrible against spheres, as you can see. He changes builds on the fly. He becomes like every build possible. Now he's a pyromancer. He'll probably be here for a while, by the way. I'm not good at him either. Yeah, it was either... I think it was emit force. No, it wasn't emit force. That was definitely force. Let's see, do I still want to use you? I may want to try this, actually. Oh, damn it, that was stupid, but oh well. Can't undo it now. Delayed attacks, man. I just can't do it. I'll figure out his moveset. Eventually, anyway. I can't roll through his stuff. Okay, never did that. I wonder if I should try, like, magic on him. Because attacking him is clearly not doing him any favors. I'm actually genuinely really terrible at this fight. Like, no joke. See? Like, I just can't do it, really. Oh, is he gonna do Soul Stream? Yes! Look how cool that move is! You can kill me, that's fine. No, Nick, please kill me. Please kill me, please. Thank you. Alright, let's not give too much away. No spoilers. You know what I should probably do, besides, like, stop over-rolling? Oh, I hate this one. I hate spears in general, really. How? You can kill me, it's fine. Uh-oh. Now you guys should recognize this. No joke, I always start to cry in the second phase of this fight. Just the minute you hear Gwyn's theme start to play. Like this, the instant Gwyn's theme plays, you're just like, ugh. Because after all the phases that he goes through basically represent every possible person who could have linked the flame. And generations upon generations of people who linked the flame, and then the very last one at the bottom of it all is Gwyn. He's still there underneath it all, but after countless, just years and years and years have passed, it's the last one is Gwyn. Gwyn is the reason all of this is happening, Blue Jay. He's the Lord of Sunlight. He is the one. I mean, I've kind of been talking about him like for the entire playthrough, but that wasn't a neg, by the way. He's the reason the Age of Fire is being prolonged artificially. He was the one who used his soul to link the first flame. And throughout all of Dark Souls 1, we were told, hey, you have to succeed Lord Gwyn. You have to do what he did, and you are chosen to do this. And then we were told, okay, we gotta go link the first flame. Great. And then we come here to another more restored, or just a more whole version of the kiln of the first flame, and we walk through the gates, and we see that instead of there just being this fire there that we have to keep relit, Gwyn is there, and he's completely hollowed out. He gave his soul to the first flame and then just turned into this mindless thing who's still protecting the flame. And in order to do what he did, we have to kill him. And then use ourselves as kindling for the first flame. And so, Soul of Cinder. Oh, and then when you get there in Dark Souls 1, he's not even called Gwyn, he's called Lord of Cinder. Which is a huge, huge downgrade from, like, the Lord of Sunlight, or even, like, the Linker of the First Flame. It's not even, he's just a Lord of Cinder. A cinder is the tiniest little speck of a flame that can die so quickly. And that's what he was reduced to. So we come here, and this game we find out, no, there has to be many Lords of Cinder, so basically many people like Gwyn, in order to do what he did now, because that's how dire things are. So we come here, and the last boss is the Soul of Cinder, which is kind of interesting. And then we find that it's countless souls of all the linkers of the flame. And then at the very, very bottom, after you go through all of those, there's Gwyn, who's still there. And that's why when the piano starts, that's Gwyn's theme. That song was playing during the final battle with Gwyn. I played Dark Souls 1 on stream, so you can totally watch me fight him. In fact, you know what? I encourage you to go back to the last video of Dark Souls 1 and do that, because I'm going to get some practice in on him. I'm going to help people on Gwyn. And you can come back once you're done with the fight. Okay? So you go. I'm telling you right now, go watch it. I'm going to help people on it. Come back when you're done, and then I'll try him again, okay? Genuinely, you will not be missing anything here, okay? I probably should have said that in the first place so you guys can get some context of the fight, but that's okay. I hope I didn't sound mean, Blue Jay. I really didn't mean it that way at all. I was just kind of... There's something about, like, who's Gwyn? It's sort of like... I find it sweet, because I'm like, yeah, that's a good question to ask. That's a pretty meta question, because when we get to this game, like, a lot of the gods, we don't even know their names anymore. They've just passed so far from time. And the only people who mention Gwyn by name, or the only person who mentions Gwyn by name, is Yorshka, because she knew Gwendolyn. She knew Gwyn's son. And otherwise, they're gone. They're so far gone that they're not even remembered anymore, but their legacy remains. Oh, correction. Shira mentions Gwyn, but she only mentions him because she used to live among them, among the gods. Oh, did you want to post the link? Hold on, I think I have to make you a mod. Okay. Give it a couple seconds and then try to post the link again, okay, Raven? Hello, Zero. Hope you don't mind that you're on stream, Zero. Where you at? Bye. Oh, okay. Well, you're still a mod anyway. Enjoy. That attack is great, by the way. That's a juggle. Like, if you get hit with it, you just get knocked around in the air like you're a ball. Oh, shit. Back in time? Okay. Yeah, what'd you think? Genuinely, I think this is probably the one fight, if I didn't use a person before, this is the one fight I could justify using another player on. Because if the Lord of Cinder is every Ashen One and Chosen Undead combined, to me it makes complete sense that you would go in. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Yeah, that fight was great. It was... Can you and just imagine, like, you go on this great hero's journey, you're told, like, you're the biggest Dick OG, you're the chosen undead, you're going to succeed Lord Gwyn, blah, 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 you're so great. And then you go there and you're like, oh. And you see what the price of linking the first flame required of a god, and how sad that is. And you're still capable of doing it, but it's also like how much it just takes from you. It's just... And you do it for the sake of the world, and you don't even know if it's going to be okay, but it has to be done. Now here he comes. I know. I understand, Blue Jay. And he even dies the same way Gwyn did. Looking up at the sky and then slowly just slowly bowing down. Soul of the Lords. And look at the fire. It's so... What I like is it's Soul of the Lords. Like that's everyone who links the flame. You got that's you. Soul of the Lords, one of the twisted souls steeped in strength. Since Lord Gwyn, the first Lord of Cinder, many exalted lords have linked the first flame. And it is their very souls that have manifested themselves as defender of the flame. And now we made a promise with our Firekeeper. And let's just, before I run around trying to find the bonfire, I just want to look at this location. There's cinders slowly wafting up everywhere. There's countless swords around, I guess, representing how many battles were fought here and how many people came here. And then these little flowers that look almost like they're lit cinders too. Just a field of flowers with the dark sign sun melting in the distance. It's always difficult for me to find the bonfire here. Ah, there we go. Probably ran right past it, honestly. And since we chose the secret betrayal ending, we now will bring the Firekeeper here. You guys ready for the ending? I'm gonna wait for Lala to show up. Lala, let me know when you're here. I don't want you to miss the ending. Actually, no, I can't leave yet. Okay. So I'm like, oh, I was about to go use the soul to, or show you what you can get with the soul, but I don't think I can leave this area without triggering a different ending. I can message her just to see if she's still here. Ten days later. "28 days later." Okay. 1 second later. Yeah, because I'm gonna do it right now. Summon the Firekeeper. And her hands are still bloody because we gave her the eyes.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle. But one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness. Like embers linked by Lord's pass. Ashen One, hearest thou my voice still?
And like I said yesterday, this is similar to the Demon Souls ending theme, sung by the same woman, Kokia. That is, to me, the happiest ending. Because you know what that is? She takes the first flame, as you two promised. And the Age of Fire finally comes to an end. And the Age of Dark finally begins. And she says, okay, well that's what's happening. But then she says, but one day, tiny embers will dance across the darkness, like the lords of times past. So she's saying, yeah, this is the Age of Dark, but fire's going to come back. In the littlest way, slowly, bit by bit, fire's going to come back. And then as everything in the world fades to dark, she says, can you hear my voice still? And that means, even though the Age of Dark has descended, life still persists. So there was nothing to be afraid of about an Age of Dark. There's nothing to be afraid of at all. You allowed the cycle to start. And like she said, flame is going to come back. If you don't summon her, you just link the flame like you did in Dark Souls 1. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? So not only is your name going to live forever in the new painted world that you helped create, a painted world born of fire and dark. And not only did you fight through every single person who linked the flame, and the very first person who did, and you set them to rest, you undo all the harm that Gwyn began by linking the flame in the first place, by forcing the Age of Fire to continue, and you allow the cycle to start. You free the world of its curse. And not only that, you don't condemn it to an eternal age of suffering and dark and lifelessness, because fire will come back. Isn't that beautiful? It's her final lines. Ashen One, hearest thou my voice still? That always makes me burst into tears, because it's so soft, it's so gentle, and it's just that little thing is so hopeful. I don't know, Raven. I've never left. Oh, I know all. These names are so familiar. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's my favorite too. I genuinely think this is the best one on so many levels. Musically, graphically, obviously, but that's not really fair to say. How fun the combat is, how the difference of the bosses, the locations, the story, the technical aspects, like how fluid, honestly, it controls. The characters, the way it's written in terms of like this, just the dialogue, like it's the best one. It really is. Begin Journey 2? No, we're not going to start now. I want to show you guys what you can make with the Soul of the Lords. And if I want to begin New Game Plus, I just have to go to the bonfire and activate it. And since technically he's gone, because I put all the Lords of Cinder on their thrones, I could still use the Transposition Kiln because his soul is technically here. I can get the Sunlight Spear, Miracle of Gwyn, the First Lord. Hurls a sunlight spear. The tales of Gwyn's archdragon hunts describe the inception of the Age of Fire. And the sword I can use is the Firelink Greatsword, the coiled sword we had to get in the very beginning against Udex Gundyr, and the blade that the Soul of Cinder was using in the fight, and we can use it. The Lords of Cinder linked the First Flame, and this greatsword was wielded by their deific manifestation. This coiled sword, found thrust in the bonfire, existed long before the throneless lords themselves. Skill, Ember. The fading flame momentarily illuminates and launches itself forward, so you can use the first flame as part of the attack. It's cool. It's genuinely a cool blade, but I never got the Sunlight Spear, so I want to get this. Okay. That's it for Dark Souls 3. I'm going to, it's midnight. I'm not going to stop streaming. I am, however, going to take about a 5-minute break, and we're going to switch over to Bloodborne. So I'm going to have to stop the stream and then restart it. And then probably just do a few practice fights in Bloodborne. No, I'm not going to New Game Plus right now. I'm done with this stream. Or done with this playthrough. The whole thing with this playthrough was Persona 5 cosplay build with Joker, and Joker beat the game. So now we're going to move to Bloodborne. I will do New Game Plus with him, it's just not going to be on stream. Oh wait, before I go, let's use the Sunlight Spear so you guys can see what it's like. I'm gonna have to go away from anybody though. So I don't want to kill them. Cool. That's the attack we saw Gwyn use in the opening cinematic of Dark Souls 1. When he summoned it and then threw it at an archdragon. That's cool. Okay. Joker's done. He's gross and bacony, but he's done. I will be back in about 5 minutes for Bloodborne, the Akechi Bloodborne build. So sit tight, okay guys?